Someone's getting ready for tonight. And last, Maurice Povich. Come on down.
There you go.
Welcome, Benny, Frank, Sue, and Maurice. Georgia, do you mind if I ask our contestants a couple of questions off the record first?
Go right ahead, Tally.
Let's begin with Mr. Johnson. Tell us about yourself, Benny.
I'm thinking there. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. That's not right, but I'm here. Okay. Wow. Okay, just got to tell myself on the way up. I kind of okay, but anyway. Wow, there's not a lot to tell. I worked for Walmart for about 2 years. I'm not married, but I do have a couple girlfriends. No kids yet, fortunately, but there was a bit of a scare a few years ago.
Thanks, Benny. Welcome to the show. Mr. Bean, can I call you Frank?
Please do.
Frank, what does the N stand for?
Nothing.
Your parents named you Frank Nothing Bean?
No. It's just an initial. My parents discussed middle names and they couldn't agree on anything, but they all started with N, so they just gave me the initial.
All right then. Tell us about yourself and be frank.
I always am, Tally. Well, I'm currently employed by a small company here in Columbia. I answer phone calls in the customer complaints department. And I think I've got the customer skill thing down. So we could save a lot of time if you just hired me right now.
We could do that, Frank, but I don't think our sponsors would appreciate it.
Well, I am a people pleaser. So let's do this. I'm not married, no kids, but I do volunteer for the Big Brother Little Sister program, and my little is trying out for Babe Ruth this weekend. So it's been spending a lot of time at the ballpark. It's fun, and very rewarding.
So we could call you Ballpark Frank.
You could.
Excellent. You're a great sport.
Yeah, I know.
Next on the panel is Sue. How's it going over there, Sue? Is it strange sitting alone with all those men?
Not at all, Tally. These chairs are much more comfortable than the benches at the bus stop, though. Hello, Georgia.
Hi, Sue.
Sue, tell us about you.
Well, Tally, I'm a single mom of a beautiful little girl, and I'm engaged to be married next spring.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Right now, I'm working for a private company in human resources, and I've been there several years. But it's time to move on and broaden my horizons. The child support program helped me a few years ago. Pardon me, Benny. The work they do is extremely important, so when I saw this opening, I thought, I love helping people. And this is a way I can give back and share my experience in order to benefit others. I've been on both sides of the child support fence, and I understand how scary and confusing it can be. And it doesn't have to be. I just want to help others the way they've helped me.
You know this is still off the record, right, Sue?
Well, of course, Tally, but it's how I feel. I can't help but be honest.
Thanks, Sue. Maurice, tell us about yourself. Does everyone call you Maurice, or do they call you Maury?
Well, Tally, some people call me Maurice. Some people call me the gangster of love. Take your pick.
I think I'll go with Maurice.
My last kid didn't pan out, so here I am.
Are you married, Maurice? Remember, this is off the record.
I was 3 times. Let me tell you, that third time was not a charm.
Any children?
Yeah, one of them was. She was 18. What a nightmare. I actually had a nightmare about her last night. That's why I'm kind of tired today.
Georgia, I feel like now is a good time to mention that each of our participants is required to pass a background check before they join us on the show.
Well, that's good to know, Tally, because our employees have to pass a background check too.
Before we start with the actual interview process, is there anything you'd like to add, Georgia?
No, Tally, I'm anxious to get started.
Great. Georgia has a series of questions to ask our participants. After each question, Georgia will score them. Each contestant has the questions in front of them so they can read it as it is asked and begin to think about how they would answer the question. Benny will begin the first round and Frank will start the second round and so on. Now you might be wondering how fair is this, that the last person to answer will have more time to compile their thoughts, but they still have to be able to think while someone else is talking. The first person's going to get the opportunity to appear original, however, they don't have as much time to think about their answer. This game show is a little like The Job in that our contestants have to think on their feet, and they have to be able to perform with distractions going on around them. At the end of each round, Georgia's going to score the answer. The audience will have the opportunity to see the score and provide feedback. After round 4, we'll add up the scores, and one of our lucky contestants will be offered a job. If it looks like a close call, we'll invoke the LARPing round.
LARPing? What's that?
Can anyone tell me what the LARPing round might be? There we go, live action role play.
To the death.
I don't think we'll invoke that portion of it. So live action role play will put our contestants to the test. They will actually have to work calmly to solve a difficult client's complaint. Does that sound fair, Tally?
Sounds good to me.
That's Georgia.
Sorry, I keep calling her the
I go by words.
Well, I'm glad that you're happy with those rules because we can't change them on live TV. So let's play so you think you've got customer service skills. Benny, you will go first. Let's start with the questions, Georgia.
Okay, Benny, which do you think is the lesser evil? Poor customer service, producing work that contains errors, or not meeting a deadline?
I think poor customer service. Errors can be corrected, and new deadlines can be set.
Thanks, Benny. That was short and sweet, just like me.
Frank, what do you think is the lesser evil? Poor customer service, producing work that contains errors, or not meeting a deadline?
Well, I think it's most important to get the work done correctly and on time. It's a part of providing good customer service. People will be happier if you do what's correct and contains no errors. So I would have to say poor customer service because the others are most important.
Thank you, Frank. Sue, which do you think is the lesser evil? Poor customer service, producing work that contains errors, or not meeting a deadline?
Well, Georgia, they're all evil and affect each other. While you should strive to produce correct work and meet deadlines according to policy, it doesn't always happen. And if you produce a bad product, it doesn't really matter if you meet your deadline. And if your product is good but you don't deliver on time, your clients could go elsewhere. If your customer service is poor, they may put up with it for a while, but if you have a good product and meet deadlines, they still get tired of being treated badly. In child support, most of the clients don't have a choice because they do provide a free service. And it shouldn't matter to the employees, though. You should take pride in your work, do your best to produce a good product,